So I'm like, I'll just to get those surgeries out of the way like I planned. Once I'm done with that, I mean, I'm going to take the time this year to figure out what the heck I want to study.
Yeah.
Whether
do that. And you can talk with the
whatever.
advisors for free, I'm pretty sure. Like, that's like, I know that's a big thing. At least to get an opinion. You could probably even reach out to people online on like LinkedIn.
I'd be really good as a nutritionist or a dietitian.
Yeah.
I like that stuff.
If it really gets you off, bro, like get paid for it. Yeah, you can get paid a lot for doing that.
As a dietitian, I think a nutritionist, you don't get paid as much. It's like $45,000. I'm already making.
I think honestly, as long as you're happy, like if it made you really happier,
yeah,
and if you could live, but I get it because inflation's a bitch.
Yeah, that's true.
So like,
you're right.
Like you got to consider that, but then also I'm like, if you're able to live and you have no debt and you can do that, and like you really love doing it every day more than your own job, then go for it.
That's true.
But yeah, man. Well, with that being said.
Welcome to the
I knew it was going to happen again. I had a feeling I forgot, but I remembered last second.
Welcome to the Lost in Thoughts podcast with Mary and Norm.
With Mary and Norm.
Episode
10. I'm pretty sure. If anything, I'll correct it right here. But if it's right, then I won't correct it right here.
Yeah.
Because it'll be correct. So yeah, man, we're still here.
We are still here.
It's been a little while.
It has been a while. We do apologize for that, but we're here. We're alive, and that's what matters.
And we're ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
a lot of stuff has happened.
So
I feel like we can get into that.
We can definitely get into that.
So the first thing that happened, actually, I mean, it was before Christmas. I don't know. Things were getting busy, right? Because it's Christmas time. We were stressing about presents. More you, I think. But yeah, stressing about.
You're just saying that because I got presents.
Yeah, you got.
I wasn't stressing about it. But
the point is, stressing about presents, stressing about Christmas time, and I guess this is really your story, the first one.
Oh,
that's the first thing that happened, right? Because at this point, I'm like, was there something that happened before that?
I feel like actually, you're right. That is the first thing that happened.
That's what I'm saying. Was that the first thing, or was there something else before?
It is the first thing because it happened the 20th.
The 20th, December.
Yeah, the 20th.
It was literally when we stopped filming was because of that. Because I remember it was like right before having to film it.
Yeah.
Right? Or no?
I had a cold.
I just know some stuff went down.
Yeah, I know I had a cold. I wasn't feeling too well or whatever, but that wasn't really impacting me too much. And it seemed like it kind of went away. Right now, I'm still kind of fighting a cold that's like in and out. I don't know what the heck is going on. But where we really disappeared was because on the 20th of December.
Sorry,
is there something missed?
There's something.
Okay.
That's the only reason why I'm interrupting here.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I remember now exactly what happened. Because I had a feeling there was something that happened before. And basically, if you guys don't know, for in the insurance world, there's the annual enrollment period. So it goes from October 15th through December the 7th. Yeah. And I remember that literally so what happened is my job ended up being nice for some reason and giving us some PTO, like a week and a half of PTO for the whole company. Sounds pretty sus. Yeah, I know. Doesn't really make sense, to be honest with you. But they did it. And here we are. And so basically during that week, I remember I was like, I'm taking a break. I was like, I need a break. And because it was wild, it was working a lot. And I wanted the break, so I took it. Yeah. And so now I remember that's why for that week and a half, it was basically the 2 weeks I took.
You had 8 days off.
Yeah,
and then it was
8 days.
Not plus the weekends.
Plus the weekend.
So it was quite some time.
But I remember I was like, during these 2 weeks, I'm not doing anything. Because it was a Wednesday through the weekend. And then it was. Yeah. Because I think I had an additional day off. Right?
You were working 80 hours a week or something.
It was too insane. So it was it was Wednesday through the weekend and then the whole other week off. So those 2 weeks we didn't film. Because I was like, honestly, I'm just really, I don't want to do anything for these 2 weeks, man. Yeah. And I had a great vacation. It was really fun. It was really nice. It was a great time. And yeah,
went back to work.
Definitely think I deserved it. Went back to work and it sucked, of course, but that's life. And anyways, yeah. So we go back to work and then...
Well, yeah, because I went back to work. I'm working the whole time.
I went back to work. No, I went back to work literally the 20th. which was the day that it happened. Now this is all coming together. I was basically off. Yeah, I was off December the 8th or December the 7th, through the 20th, because that's when I worked. Was the first day was the 20th. Dang, that's which was the 20th, the Monday or Tuesday.
Oh, I remember too. Okay.
Yep. And the Tuesday, Mary wakes me up at 5 a.m. And then this is where the next part of the
So the story actually starts at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
The 20th, it was 4 a.m. I woke up and I had massive, like, pain just woke me up, like abdominal pain, really bad. And I was like, okay, what's going on? I didn't feel normal. But I was like, let me give it some time. Maybe it's just my period coming on. Maybe it's like constipation, just being real. And I did my morning pill. This is very TMI.
You gotta no be light shame with it.
Because because it's like, okay, but it was not that. So the pain just like increased, and I waited like an hour and a half. Hour and a half goes by. It's getting really bad. And I'm like, okay. I remembered we were talking about the podcast prior to this about how important it is for me to just not wait and to tell you if we have to go to the ER. Because
it's been a problem before.
So I thought about that, and it was still fresh in my mind. And I was like, okay, I got to wake him up. Like it was bad. So I got a call from my boyfriend to wake me up in the morning or whatever. We'll make sure I'm awake. I'm always awake. But I was just like, oh, hey. He's like, I couldn't even talk to him. Like, it hurt. And I was just like, okay, I'm not feeling good. I'm going to go wake up Norman. He's like, okay. And I just hung up. I was just like, I'm in pain. Like, I felt so bad because I left him very, like, probably wondering what the heck is going on. And I rushed into your room. I woke you up and I was like, we have to go to the ER. Something's wrong with me. And so you wake up immediately.
I remember I was cranky at first.
Yeah, you were kind of cranky, but I was like.
But I'm a cranky, like if you wake me up when I'm sleeping.
You're just cranky.
I'm just cranky. And I remember I snapped into it quick once I saw it was serious. I was like, okay, I got to wake up.
Yeah, I was like, something's wrong with me, Norman. Something's wrong with me. I don't know what it is. We have to go. Because like I couldn't even, it was hard for me to walk. It was hard for me to breathe. That's what was freaking me out, because I was like, I'm literally like struggling breathing right now and I don't know what's happening. So fast forward, we're on our way to the hospital. Pain's really bad. Mind you, I'm very tolerant to pain. I'm not like somebody that, I've had all my organs enlarged in my body, was just normal. Completely. My appendix ruptured, normal.
Completely. There's a history of even the doctors being confused at why Mary was not reacting. And then they didn't realize how serious it was. And then they start freaking out when they find out how serious it is. And they're like, why you're not in like pain or anything? Like you don't feel anything? And then she'll just be like, well, it hurts, but like,
So this situation was the opposite though. Like I was extremely like, I don't think I've ever been in this much pain in my life. And I was freaking out because, to be honest, like and it sounds dramatic, but if you know me, like, you know that this wouldn't even come out of my mouth if it wasn't true. But I was freaking out because I was like, I really feel like I'm going to die. Like, I don't know what death feels like, but I was like, in so much pain that it was numbing. And I was like, okay, I can't even keep my eyes open. Like, I really feel like this might be what death feels like, dying.
Like a panic attack, honestly.
And I don't know. And so then we get to the hospital. We don't even, like, you just pull up in the front and we run inside. And I tell them like something. Physically. We didn't run physically, but I power walked, and I was definitely like limping. It was bad. I was like, something's wrong with me. Please, like, help me. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me. And I gave them my cards and stuff, and thank God my wallet was in the car.
Oh no, I got the card. Yeah, because I remember that she was like, no, they just took you in without anything. Yeah, that's what happened. I remember because they were like, just come in, and they like brought her. Yeah, because
she was trying to ask me questions, and I was like, I can't stand right now. Like, I have to lay down. Like, and I literally just like went on the floor, and she was like, don't go on the floor. And I was like, I can't physically like stand right now. Like, I can't breathe. I'm freaking out. And so then, so then they take me back, and whatchamacallit, they put me in a bed. They asked if I can pee. I could not pee. I was like, there's no way I can pee right now. I don't even know how to get it. Like, I'm just not, I can't walk. I can't breathe. I don't know what to do right now. I'm just freaking out. And so, they were looking at me like I was kind of crazy a little bit. Because I can imagine that people come in, it's normal for people to exaggerate and stuff. But for me, it was completely abnormal. And that's why I was kind of like panicking, because I was like, there's actually something happening. And I'm never in this much pain. So, yeah, in and out of consciousness, like my body was numbing from, that's where I was freaking out. Because it was like massive, massive pain. And then I was telling them like, yo, something's up. And Norman's like telling them like, you know, this isn't normal for her. She doesn't react like this ever. So I know that it's serious. And so I'm like, please just figure out what's wrong with me, because I don't know what's going to happen. And I was like, I feel like I'm going to pass out. I really feel like I'm going to pass out. And as the pain was progressing, all of a sudden, like I felt tingling, like from head to toe. And that's when I was really panicking, because I was like, oh, this is another level of like pain, because it's hurting, like it's excruciating pain. But now my body's numbing and I can't keep my eyes open. So it was pretty crazy. They did a CAT scan and they couldn't see, like they did it without contrast, which means without an IV, like putting liquid in your body or whatever.
To see of
better
the internal stuff, like your organs.
So they did it without. That's a 40-minute process waiting. In the midst of waiting, like they sent me to do that scan, and then they did an ultrasound. The ultrasound, they were like pressing on me, on my like my abdomen and my pelvic area. And mind you, I'm in extreme pain, like in those areas. And I was just like, please just take the pictures, like do whatever you got to do. And I'm like crying. And so then I come back. They're like, oh, we got the CAT scan results. We couldn't see anything. We have to send you back to do an IV.
When they said, I don't know.
With contrast. Really, so they had to get an IV on me, and then like put liquid through me, put me through the scan again. Came back out, eventually found out, okay, we can see one hernia. We can't really see everything in the scan, but we know for sure, like, you're going to need, you know, surgery, like, period, point blank. That's what you're going to need. We just don't know what's going on. The general surgeon comes out. He talks to me and he says, like, you know, this looks pretty. He's like, you know, I can see that it's one hernia, but to be honest, I can't see everything. And, I don't feel comfortable doing the surgery on you. I know it'd be really dangerous. And I was like, mind you, I'm in excruciating pain. I don't have an option but like to do whatever they want to do. So for the general surgeon that's going to perform surgery on me, most likely in that moment, to tell me he's not comfortable doing surgery on me, and like him knowing that, is extremely like not comforting at all. So I was just like, well, you know, try your best. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
He tells me, well, I'm going to reach out to your bariatric surgeon, which I had bariatric surgery, for those that do not know. That's a stomach surgery.
What type?
Duodenal.
I don't know which way to say it either, honestly, still.
It's duodenal, technically. Surgery. And so, yeah, because of that, he's like, we're gonna reach out to the bariatric surgeon, see exactly, you know, if they can perform this emergency surgery for you, because there's a huge possibility. He's like, extremely likely, I'm gonna open you up and there's gonna be a surprise. And so with that surprise, I'm not gonna know what to do. I don't know. I'm not a bariatric surgeon. I don't specialize in the stomach. I'm like,
he just doesn't want to fuck up the other stuff.
So
liability wise.
Yeah. And then they were waiting on my surgeon, my bariatric surgeon, to reach out to them. A doctor on the same floor finds out about it. He did his residency with my bariatric surgeon, has his personal cell phone number, texts him and tells me, hey, I'm going to text him and see if he can help you. Immediately gets a response, thank God. And then they get the okay to transport me to the other hospital, so that way, like, I could have surgery. Mind you, they're telling me, they gave me a lot of medication. In the beginning, I was like, it feels like you're not giving me any pain medicine. And I'm not. I was like, I hate pain medication. I hate taking medicine for pain. But, like, it's so bad that I feel like I do need it, because you're going to see me.
I'm the same way, too. Like,
I felt like I was going to faint. So, they kept giving me medicine, and it felt like it was nothing, until I got to the point where I was like, okay, this is tolerable. So I got to that tolerable state, And then because of that, I was able to be transported to the other hospital. In the midst of that, one of the EMTs like ended up telling me, hey, you know, you need to tell me if you feel pain, like for real. And I was like, yeah, like I'll tell you. She was like, you remind me a lot of myself. And I was like, okay. She has a lot of the conditions that I have and suffer with and stuff. And then, you know, our older brother and sister, they were telling her, they were like, hey, before I even got transported, while we were waiting, they were like, hey,
well, that's when they asked you if you had the...
Yeah, Thomas, he was telling her, he was like, hey, if she says her pain's at like a 7, it's way higher than that. Because she's very tolerable, like tolerant to pain, and she doesn't want to make you feel bad. So, and then she was like, she confronted me and she was like, you need to be honest with me and tell me how much pain you're feeling. And once we got to like, they put me in the ambulance and stuff, the other paramedics went to the side, and then she took me aside and she was like, well, didn't take me aside, she was just there with me. And she was like, hey, like, you need to tell me for real, are you feeling a lot of pain? And I was like, yeah, like the morphine's kind of wearing off, but I think I'll make it. She's like, okay, I'm going to make sure you get more. And I was like, okay. And she's like, be honest with me. Like, tell me what's going on. And I was like, okay. And I was like, is something else like happening? And she was like, I'm going to tell you this because you remind me of myself and I feel for you right now. But she was like, they're not telling you everything. And it's a lot worse than what you think. So she was like, you really need to tell me what's happening, like how you're feeling. And I was like, and in that situation, I had to keep quiet, and because of course I don't want anything to impact her job. And the other paramedics came in and they were like talking to me. They're like, are you okay? And I'm like crying, and I was just like, they have no idea. Like, I know what's going on. Because it could have been a complication. They were like, she was telling me basically it was a complication from my bariatric surgery. They made a mistake. That was from like a year ago. Yeah, they made a mistake and it's a liability, so they're not going to confront it and say exactly what's happening. So I was just like, dang. But eventually got transported, get to the hospital, they're telling me, okay, you're going to have surgery tomorrow night or first thing in the morning. I mean, not tomorrow night, that night. Once I got settled in a room. Oh, yeah. And then first thing tomorrow morning.
Or I think they did say like originally.
I think that they were saying that.
We're going to do it for the morning.
But I feel like they were genuinely telling me that just to keep me calm. And that's where the EMT like taking me aside makes sense. But I think they were just saying that to keep me calm. As soon as we get to the hospital, there's no signal where I'm at. I see all these text messages. Linda and Thomas and my boyfriend are literally in the waiting room. They're waiting. And they think that, you know, I'm going to be put into a room. Mind you, the surgeon's assistant runs out, like, as I'm there or whatever, and tells me, like, hey, this is the one time where it's an emergency. Like, it's really an emergency. We're going to have to take you straight into surgery. And I was like, what? No one told me this. Like, you guys did not prepare me for this at all. And he was like, we're going to try to do 5 incisions. We may have to cut you from here down. Like completely, so you may have like a large incision if we can't see everything and untwist everything and do whatever we have to do.
It's probably way easier by hand that way, but so that's pretty nuts.
That happens. He's like, any questions? I'm like, no. Like, I don't have time. He's like, we really don't have time. So then, one of the paramedics comes up to me, like the people from the hospital, and she's like, do you have a life will? Or a living will or something. And I was like, no. She was like, you don't have anything, like your assets and stuff and like in order. And I was like, I'm 25. Like, I've never thought of that. Is that irresponsible of me? She was like, no, I just have to ask. Like,
I guess it's like a requirement.
She was like, I just have to ask. And then they're like, are you religious? So I was like, yes. And they're like, okay, we're going to get the chaplain to come over and pray for you before your surgery. And I was like,
they were just like, are you religious? What if you were like Buddhist or something?
Yeah. So
like, what if you were?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't
know what denomination he was, anyways. Or I guess if he was anyway. Yeah.
But like, you know what I mean? Like, there's other religions where it's not like God, right? Like the traditional. Because from what you said, the chaplain seemed Catholic. Like, that's what it seemed.
I don't think he was Catholic.
Who knows?
I don't know. But
what is the American thing? Christian? Like the USA?
Not a,
like the president and everything, it's always that they're Christian.
Non-denominational Christian. Just, I don't know.
I just know they're always religious. Anyways.
But, so he comes and he's like, okay. Oh, mind you, they're like, you're not going to be able to see your family. I was like, can I please just see my family, like, before I go into surgery? And they're like, no, you're not going to have time for that. And I was like, they don't know what's going on. Like, they're going to be freaking out. They're going to be freaking out because I'm seeing like all these text messages. I can't even respond.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. Like, I'm just going to be in surgery. I don't even know how, God knows how long I'm going to be in there. They're just going to be waiting in the waiting room, like wondering if I'm there or not.
They did update so that. Sad. I know that they
yeah, I got
Linda
the
was like, oh yeah, she just said they started the surgery.
Because I was freaking out.
And then they came through and were like, oh, the surgery's doing well. Like,
yeah. So I told them, I was like, so my blood pressure was really high. My vascular system, mind you, was at 5%, which like in emergency is like 80. I was at like 5% is what I was told. So it was like near death. And so they were telling me, they were like, oh, whatchamacallit, you know, your blood pressure is getting really high. Like, you need to calm down. And I was like, how the freaking nuts do I calm down? Like, this is crazy. This is too much for me to process. I'm trying. And I don't even have my family here to like calm me down. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm by myself.
I almost feel like I could understand why it would make it worse though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
Like, potentially.
But so then they were like, what do you need right now? Like, what do you need from us? And I was like, honestly, I want you to like make sure my family's okay and that they know what's going on. Like, that's what's freaking me out right now, is the fact that they don't know. So the paramedic, she's like, I'm gonna find your siblings and in the waiting room, and I'm gonna tell them everything. I'm gonna update them. And I was like, please and thank you. Like, that would give me so much peace. So she did that. And then the chaplain was like, what can I pray for you? And I was like, please pray that I don't have to have that large incision. That's all I ask. And to put peace in my family's hearts, you know, whatever God's will be done. Like, if I depart, if I stay, like, I pray that like they have peace in their heart.
I think I'd be livid forever.
You know, that they would be okay. So, those like my two prayers. And then he was like, well, we have extra time. Do you have family here? And I was like, yes. And they said I couldn't see them before surgery. And he was like, okay, well, I'm going to go get them because we have time together, and I'm going to take that time so that you could see them and say goodbye.
And that proves that it's BS. That
and I was like,
see
yeah.
You,
so I was like, thank you. So he goes, he gets Linda Thomas, and then my boyfriend comes.
Oh yeah, I was working at this time. I had gone back to work because we have a trip coming up, and at the time I still didn't know how serious it was too, so I was also like freaking out because I was like, what do I do? Should I go? And then you were like, no, it's okay. And I was like, I have to, right? Because I already knew that they were coming, like that Linda was gonna come, right? And someone else? No, it was Linda.
Thomas and
then Jamari too. But anyways, yeah, I was working during the time, so like I still like didn't know. I was like trying to call between breaks and stuff because I was freaking out, like what the hell is going on? Like, especially when they said that she went into surgery, and then that's when I was really freaking out.
Yeah.
But
so I got to see them though, thank God, and like that was like. I was like, thank God. Like, I mean, I saw you in the morning, and I was able to see them and
we lived together,
like give them a hug. Okay. And even though it made me cry even more, they're like, why are you crying more? I'm like, because like now, because I know, because I knew about everything that just happened, and like how severe, like what was going on with me, and they didn't know, and I didn't have time to explain it to them. So that's why I was like, dang, that's what made me really emotional. So then after seeing them, they're like, okay, they take me to the surgery room. And on the way there, I'm like thinking, like, for one, God is so intentional, like the whole time, the whole process, like the place, the time was perfect. The people that were there, that doctor that did the residency with my surgeon, like if that wasn't all in line the way it was, God knows if I would even be here, like, to tell this story. Or just
if they would have botched something, it would have been
a whole other story. So
I just feel like they would have botched something.
Super grateful for that, and I could see his hand in that. Like in everything completely. Now on the way to surgery, I'm just like, okay, like, you know, let God's will be done. I was just like, I guess I'm gonna see Jesus, you know, because I've come so close to death so many times, to be honest with you. And that sounds kind of morbid, but I've made peace with like death. And I feel like, you know, Like when it happens, it happens. It's going to be okay. So
I don't know.
I felt that way, and I was just like, okay, like I guess this is my time. And the next thing you know, I wake up and I'm like, I feel like the cuts and stuff, and I hear the machine, and I'm like, oh shoot, false alarm. I'm like, I'm alive. You hear the yeah. So I was just like, oh my God. And they're like, are you awake? I was like, oh yeah. Like, okay, yeah, your surgery went well. I was like, okay. They told me about how they updated you guys on the app. I told them to make sure, like in the midst of all that chaos with the chaplain, I told them, I was like, make sure to add them on the app. Like my previous surgery, I was like, I know there's an app. Please send them updates and stuff. No, they did get updates.
They did get an app?
Yeah. Linda and Thomas and Jamari got updates on these apps.
They didn't even tell me about the damn app.
I made sure that they were registered, and I told the chaplain, and he took down all their information to register them.
That is nuts. I didn't know that's like a regular thing.
So
they didn't even offer that. That's crazy.
So then, yeah, but I woke up from surgery super good, and since then I've been in recovery. I mean, like the first week and a half I feel like was the most like crucial, like the hardest physically. I was very limited. I mean, the first 3 weeks I wasn't allowed to. I'm at almost 4. It's been 23 days to be specific. It's been 23 days since I've had surgery, so still pretty fresh, but I'm doing a lot better. I'm allowed to drive now. And I'm just recovering. My incisions are closing slowly but surely. We're going to Colombia soon. Yeah. I was cleared to go to Colombia still and have the time of my life. So I'm very grateful for that.
It'll be very fun. I think it's really good that it wasn't as intrusive. I think that's why, like, if it was, I mean, because obviously if it was as intrusive as your other one, then that would have been like, there's no way in hell. It would have been like 3 months, like to where you're walking fully and normally.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Oh, it ended up being a double hernia.
Oh yeah, that was the whole thing that was
my
crazy.
Intestines, like one went into one space over my stomach, the other one went into the other space, and basically knotted like a bow over my vascular system, which was cutting the blood flow and stuff. And then they had to cut 2 pieces of my intestine that had died or whatever, and then cauterize it together, which means like burn it together and untwist everything and then put it back together. That makes sense. But that ended up being the procedure that they had to do. First one that my surgeon has seen in his entire profession, because it's extremely rare
to have 2 at once that have to get done.
Yeah, and for it to be so twisted up the way it was,
like a pretzel, bro.
Yeah, so wild. Very grateful.
I didn't know the intestines were that sensitive, man. Like, that's crazy. Yeah. Makes sense. Like,
nothing I did to cause it, nothing I could have done to prevent it. I think it was
because it's just random, right? It's just like happens. It tangles up randomly. That's crazy though.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
That was the wild ride.
Hell of a freaking few weeks.
On, and to be honest with you, I was busy recovering, so I didn't want to like film a podcast because
no, I mean I didn't either, because I was like, I knew we weren't, because I'm like, well, now you're recovering for the first few weeks, like it's not gonna make sense. You're not gonna be wanting to sit and talk for that long like that. Like you want to lay down and relax and heal. And then for me, because this is the thing, I didn't have nothing that's super crazy, because that was the crazy thing that happened right after break. I was like, all right, now we're gonna get back into it. And then it's like emergency surgery for Mary the day that I come back from work. I get out. Then,
I get out. My birthday was the 23rd of December.
Oh yeah, and she got.
So I was like talking to the surgeon. I'm like, please, can I go home before? Like, I know I got surgery the 20th. I was like, I really want to be home by my birthday. Like, that would be the greatest gift for me.
Yeah.
Even though it was really hard for me to like drink liquids and stuff. Like, I was not eating at all there, or drinking much. But I was like, I really want to be home on my birthday, please. So the last day, which was the day before my birthday, the 22nd, I just like pushed myself. I woke up early. I was like, I'm going to walk. I'm going to like show face that I can leave and I can go or whatever. And I was like, I'm going to get ready, like to leave. And so I was able to leave. I made it home.
It was like later in the day.
7. It was like, we made it home like at 7:30 in the evening, the 22nd before my birthday. And I was like, you know what? I almost died. So why not throw a party for my birthday?
Even though you
so
were
I was just texting people left and right. They're like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I want to come to my house tomorrow for my birthday." And they're like, "Of course." I'm like,
I feel like you had even more leverage too because of what happened. Where it's like they have to come over.
So I'm like, yeah, because I live pretty far out, but I'm like inviting a bunch of people, literally just saying everyone left and right. Because I'm like, I am so grateful that I'm alive, and I love the people that God has blessed me with in my life, my family, my friends, such amazing human beings. Thanks. And so I was like, I really like nothing could be better for me on my birthday than spending time with the people that I love. And so we had a party.
Pretty cool.
And someone had COVID.
Oh, so yeah. One of her friends.
You caught it.
Yeah, that was what I was going to say. That was my part of the story.
Okay.
But yeah, basically, but you actually brought that, which I forgot. I don't think I would have mentioned that because I forgot about it. But yeah, Mary's birthday party. So it all ties together because it was literally like everything was going to go back on track. Mary got out of the surgery. So I'm like, now it's going to be recovery. I know we're not going to record a podcast, but I was like, no, but now we're going to get back to normal. Like everything's going to be cool. And then, yeah, literally from that day, from the 23rd.
Yeah, we wake up Christmas Eve.
The 24th, Mary is like, oh my God, my friend just called me. She got tested positive for COVID. And then I was like, fuck. I was like, what do you think? You think we're going to get it? And like, we were making drinks and stuff. So like we shared a drink. Like me and her shared a drink because I was making drinks for everybody. Mm-hmm. Except for Mary, obviously. Yeah. But yeah, so we shared a drink and I remember thinking like, damn, like what are the chances from that one drink that I'm going to get it? Pretty good odds because I ended up getting it. So nobody else got it, thankfully, except for our other friend.
Yeah, our other friend did
got it. He got it, but he didn't share nothing. Family. He didn't share nothing, and he didn't really like drink that much. It was fine. And but I felt so bad that he got it too because I'm like, dang, out of everybody, like I wish it would have just been me, but I'm surprised he got it too. But yeah, so I got COVID, and that was right after when I'm like, okay, now I have COVID, and bro, let me tell you, like it just got worse and worse. Like it got pretty bad, like where I was like, dude, I'm not doing anything. I didn't feel like I could walk well. Like I felt like an old man. I felt like this time I lost my taste. I lost like obviously couldn't smell either. Like it was so weird.
Yeah.
And then I also what is it? Lost taste, lost smell, and oh my goodness, how do I forget just now what it was?
I don't know.
It was really painful basically, and walking was terrible. I just felt so freaking weak, man. Yeah. Like, and even eating, like, just felt like I didn't like.
What did
eating.
you order? You ordered Chinese or?
At Wendy's they have a new sandwich. That's the Italian mozzarella. Like it's like a garlic knot bun it's a chicken parm sandwich. Yeah. Pretty cool. And I know there's like haters, bro, but let me tell you something, bro. That the first time I had it was right before the COVID thing. I think it was literally the day of. Because I was like, I still had my taste and everything. I was like, I didn't really feel weird yet. Because for Christmas, I felt fine, actually. Now I think about it. Was after. I felt like it was one of those things where like I had a weird feeling, but I think it was nervousness. Like, ooh, am I going to get it? I don't know. But I remember having this sandwich beforehand and I was like, this tastes so good. It was crazy. Yeah. And after getting the COVID, like literally a few days later, it was literally like the day after Christmas, I started feeling it for real. And it just got worse and worse and worse. And this was the first time too where I felt fatigue. Like I felt like I couldn't breathe well. Like I was getting out of breath so easily. And I was like, dang, bro. Like if anybody watches Dragon Ball Z, it's like Goku. Like when there's a part in the show where he gets like sick with like some heart disease thing. It's with when he's trying to fight when he's trying to fight Cell or something, whatever it is. Anyways, point is, you get really fatigued and it feels like you can't breathe for doing nothing. Like it feels like I'm just losing energy. And forgot my original point. Point is, it was terrible.
I remember. Very frustrating. Yeah.
I had the Wendy's sandwich. I had the Wendy's sandwich after like feeling really bad. And I was like, man, I'm so hungry, but I haven't really eaten anything because I wasn't having an appetite. And I was like, I'm going to get this. And that's when I realized how bad it was when I tasted it. And I was like, dude, all I tasted was like a hint of garlic out of the whole sandwich. Like I couldn't taste the marinara sauce at all. I couldn't taste the chicken whatsoever. Like the breading or nothing, even the bread, nothing. I just taste it. It was so weird. It tasted like watered down garlic. But I'm not even kidding. As if you had like a little drop of water, like a dropper with water and like a little bit of garlic in it, and you just like dropped it and just had that taste in your mouth. That's all I tasted. And I was like, what the? So then I started trying to eat chips, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. He was over here eating stuff, and he's like, I can't taste it. And he's just eating it. He's like I gotta find something. And I was like, try the milk. Try the milk. The chocolate milk ended up being something you were like, yes, this is good.
Because I was like, I'm craving like something. It tasted weird, but I was like, but I taste the chocolate milk. Like it's there. And I liked that feeling I got. So I was like, all right. I drank that and I felt satisfied. But it was very frustrating because I kept getting like hungry. Because then I started getting my appetite, but it was weird because I was like, I didn't want to eat anything because it didn't taste. It made me feel sick because it didn't taste like anything. It just felt wrong. So
yeah,
that was my little part. It wasn't as dramatic, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't get COVID, thank God.
Yeah, thank God you didn't, because that would have been really fucking bad.
But I think that was like weather.
But and I'm surprised because we were with each other and stuff living here.
Yeah, because we just don't care.
Yeah,
it just is what it is. Like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. You cared in your moments.
Yeah, I did have moments where I did care, but then I was like, honestly, who cares?
Nah, but it's fine. Mary didn't get it. Nobody else got it. And except for Roger, of course. But yeah, but we were all cool and he's better now. I felt bad too because for Christmas. Anyways, point is, it was all good. I was chilling. I'm a homebody anyways.
Next year, we're not hanging out with anyone.
Yeah,
2 weeks
already, because this has already
Christmas.
happened from the year prior.
Second year.
This is the second year that like I couldn't, like it's fine, but I know, but like I couldn't hang out with my girlfriend. I couldn't see her on Christmas or New Year's, and I mean it happened last year. I feel kind of bad. Like I don't want to feel like an asshole because like for me, I was like, and I know if Danielle sees this, it's not like mean or anything, and she knows because I called her and everything too. Because I was like, of course I want to be with you. But like, I'm not going to stress about it. I didn't stress about it. Honestly, I was chilling. Like, I was like, honestly, I love chilling at home anyways. So it kind of worked out for me. But of course, you know, I felt bad because I would have been with her. But I was chilling. It didn't hurt my feelings or nothing. And I got to relax. It was painful, but it was cool. I don't know. We're very positive people. So like, honestly, for me, I didn't care. Like I didn't.
Yeah. New Year's, I literally just walked outside. Well, I sat in the little chair.
Oh yeah,
like
that was
the
cool.
Chairs with Jamari.
Me and him sat out when we went.
Yeah, and we looked out and we looked at some fireworks for like 5 minutes.
Oh,
like
yeah.
It was 11:55. I was like, okay, we can go out now. Look at the fireworks. Like see what what's popping.
Yeah.
And then saw a few, and I was like,
I was
all right.
in bed. I remember.
Yeah, you were sleeping.
Because you asked me if I wanted to see it, and I was like,
to.
honestly, I felt really sick and I felt too tired. I was like, dude, I don't even feel like I have the energy. I really don't. This is how much I don't care about like holidays usually. I really don't care about holidays that much, which is like a bad thing, I guess. But there's a whole backstory to that.
We saw the fireworks.
Yeah, and I saw from
a few of them, and I was like, oh, nice. I was like, okay, cool. I was like, I'm satisfied. He's like, you good? I'm like, yeah, I'm satisfied. I was like, all right, Happy New Year. And then I was like, okay, gonna go to sleep now.
Yeah, the whole ball dropping thing and like, I just feel it's so overrated. The whole like,
every year.
I'm like, it's not even a ball dropping, bitch. Like it's literally like just a little machine going all the way until it goes down.
Yeah.
Like whatever, bro. Like fireworks are cooler to me than that. Like I hate watching TV for holiday events. Like I know the Thanksgiving, what is it, the Macy's Day Parade is like a big thing. That's okay, I think.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, for like 4th of July and for New Year's, I'm like, bro, go outside and live it because like everybody's doing it.
That's true.
So, or just go to your local park or something. Somebody's bound to do some illegal fireworks somewhere.
Yeah.
So,
well, the beach is nice.
Boys.
You don't have to pay
the beach
off.
is nice, bro. People, they do all types
stay
of fireworks.
At a hotel on the beach and you're set.
No, you got to book that ahead though, because it's gonna be expensive.
Yeah.
But we had a deal that one time.
Yeah, I need to do that for the 4th of July this coming year.
That'd be pretty fun again for all of us to go.
Because I'm like, it's so worth it. Yo, and if we split it, it's like way cheap.
And I'm talking about getting like, I want the up like we did where we had like the 11th floor.
Yeah,
high balcony so we can see everything.
The Daytona hotel that I like. Because it's not too far and it's always good.
I just feel like Daytona's getting a little cheaper. You know what I mean? Like over the years.
Oh, yeah.
As far as I've seen, I'm like, I feel like it's like, I don't want to be out there as much. It's not really a nice beach.
Yeah. But it's been for fireworks, time, so it's perfect.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be baller with all the people. And people were nice. I remember they were like, oh, I
spent the 4th of July one year at that hotel.
Oh, you did? I remember you had one another time.
Always good. But yeah.
Yeah, man.
So that was us catching up with you guys.
Yeah.
Letting you know it's,
what was going on.
I
thought about, while all of this was happening, I thought about making a video. Like I was going to film myself and try to make it super cinematic to like test my lighting capabilities. But then I was like, that's so much work. Because I was going to do like a video like, sorry, we can't. Like I was going to try to be super like, hey guys, it's Norm here. Like we're going to have a little delay in the podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Bro, you know what we got? Anyway, sorry. But we got, what is it? On the latest video I looked, there's 1 view. Still. You know why? It's probably because we're not rewatching it millions of times.
No, I stopped watching it after
okay,
like,
well there's one.
Episode.
There's one. I just think it's funny. It's fine though, but watch us go like viral one day. It's gonna happen. We'll go viral for something. And yeah, like maybe we'll get canceled.
I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't know. We're gonna try to be more consistent though, guys, because we were being pretty good. It's just
we were being pretty good.
Life has been wild.
It was a wild like month, dude. Like crazy, bro. Yeah. So much shit happening.
They try to get ahead that way in case something happens. God forbid. We're set.
Yeah, and maybe we could do shorter ones because I feel like the longer ones. But I don't know. Like I don't know. We just need to keep doing it because I think when we start seeing what people like, we can start to modify it more.
That's true.
But
if you guys have something crazy that happened to you, just comment below.
Yeah, comment your holiday.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Comment your crazy holiday, family, just wild shit that happened, or just nice stuff that happened. Comment what happened.
Yeah, maybe some good stuff too.
Yeah, some positivity.
Or something, if something wild happened, like
let us
mention it only if you're comfortable in the comments.
Yeah, only if you're comfortable.
And
mention it even if you're uncomfortable, bro. Screw it.
Yeah.
No, but thank you so much for watching. Thank you for staying tuned. If you're staying tuned and being subscribed, if you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Smash the like button for us to let us know that we're doing a good job. Yeah. And we appreciate you.
We appreciate you waiting for the loyal subscribers that listen.
You know who you
consistently. Thank you guys for waiting patiently. And, for the new, thank you for coming. Have a great one, guys.
And Happy New Year.
Peace out.
It's going to be a wild year. The recession.